The business world, it just keeps spinning faster and faster, doesn't it? And staying ahead, well, that really means understanding your market.
Absolutely. Market research is still totally fundamental.
But the how of it all, that seems to be changing dramatically. We're hearing so much about artificial intelligence, AI, and big data.
Yeah, it's a huge shift. We're seeing AI and big data not just, adding to the toolbox, but really changing the game in how we figure out consumer behavior and market dynamics.
Okay. So if you're trying to sort of get a handle on how these technologies are reshaping market intelligence, and you want the key info without wading through tons of text, this
Mhm.
deep dive is definitely for you.
Right. We've been looking at this interesting article. It's from Cognitive Market Research, published back in December 2024. The title is pretty direct. What is the role of AI and big data in modern market research?
Okay. What is the role? Sounds like you get straight to the point.
It does. It really lays out the landscape quite well.
So this combination, AI and big data in market research, what's the core change it's driving? What's the big picture here?
Well, the article really highlights this move towards being truly deeply data-driven. I mean, data's always been there, right?
Sure, surveys, sales data.
Exactly. But what's different now is just the staggering volume, variety, and velocity of information available. That's the essence of big data.
Right. So we're not just talking about quarterly reports anymore. What kind of data sources are we actually dealing with now?
Oh, well, think about everything we do online. Every social media, click, like, or comment.
Hmm.
Every single online purchase, streaming habits, even data from, smartwatches or connected home devices, the Internet of Things. It's this massive, messy, constantly flowing stream.
Wow. Okay, that's a lot. And AI is the tool that lets us actually swim in that ocean instead of just drowning in data.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
AI gives us the processing power, the analytical muscle to actually sift through all that data at a speed and scale.
Well,
It's just impossible for humans alone.
thank you.
The article really emphasizes how these AI algorithms can spot hidden patterns, identify emerging trends, things you wouldn't see otherwise. And that leads to much smarter, more informed decisions.
Okay, so the data's the ocean, AI is the high-tech submarine exploring it. Love that analogy. What are some real-world ways this is playing out? How are companies using this right now?
One really big one the article mentions is predicting future trends, forecasting.
Ah, the crystal ball function.
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah.
AI models can crunch massive amounts of historical data, past sales, website traffic, social media buzz, and then layer in external stuff like seasonality or economic indicators
Okay.
to predict what's likely to happen next with pretty impressive accuracy. The article uses retail as an example, predicting demand for specific products. Think about what that means for managing inventory.
Huge implications, less waste, fewer stockouts. So it's about being proactive, not just reactive.
Exactly. What's another major area this impacts?
Another really interesting one is analyzing public sentiment, like how people feel.
Okay, how does that work? Reading minds. Huh, not quite. But it uses something called natural language processing, NLP. It's a type of AI that understands human language.
Right, NLP.
So AI can scan millions of social media posts,
Right.
product reviews, forum comments, news articles, basically anywhere people are talking online,
Huh?
engage the overall feeling. Is it
Mm.
positive, negative? What specific things are people talking about regarding a brand or product?
So it's like having a continuous, massive global focus group that's always on.
That's a perfect way to think about it.
Yeah.
And the key is the speed. The
Yeah.
article points out you get this feedback almost in real time.
Real time.
Right.
Wow. So you can react super quickly if public opinion starts to shift or if a competitor makes a move.
Precisely. That agility is a massive advantage today.
Okay, so predicting trends, understanding sentiment. How else does this AI big data combo help companies get closer to their customers?
Well, it gets much, much better at identifying specific customer segments. We're moving way beyond simple demographics,
Beyond just women aged 30, 40.
miles beyond. By analyzing all that big data purchasing habits, online behavior, stated preferences, even location data, sometimes machine learning algorithms can uncover really distinct, nuanced customer groups.
So you could find like eco-conscious urban commuters who primarily shop via mobile apps on Tuesday evenings. That's specific.
Potentially, yes. Maybe not that ridiculously specific all the time, but much, much more granular than before. You understand the behaviors and motivations much better.
And that lets you tailor everything, right? Marketing messages, product offers.
Exactly. Highly targeted, personalized marketing that actually resonates because it's based on real behavior and preferences. Much more effective, much less wasted effort.
That efficiency sounds incredible. Is it also changing the actual nuts and bolts of doing the research, the data collection itself?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. The article mentions how AI is streamlining data collection, too. Think about AI-powered web scrapers automatically gathering competitor pricing or product information from across the web,
Okay, automation.
and even chatbots. AI chatbots can now conduct interactive surveys, ask follow-up questions, collect feedback directly from customers 24/7.
Chatbots doing surveys. Huh. That must free up human researchers for more complex tasks.
It really does. Allows them to focus on the deeper analysis, the strategy. And there's another subtle but important benefit the article touches on: reducing human bias.
Ah, interesting. How so?
Well, we all have unconscious biases, right?
Yeah.
Assumptions we make. AI algorithms, when designed properly, apply the same rules consistently to the data. They don't have preconceived notions.
So the analysis is based purely on the patterns in the data, not on someone's gut feeling or past experiences necessarily.
Exactly. It leads to potentially more objective insights, especially when dealing with really complex, multifaceted data sets where human intuition might struggle or be misleading.
That makes a lot of sense. Okay, so it seems like there's a whole raft of benefits here.
Definitely. The article sums up a few key ones. First, much quicker decision-making, getting those insights faster.
Right, the real-time aspect again.
Second, reduced need for human resources on repetitive tasks, thanks to automation.
Youth efficiency.
Third, the ability to analyze global markets simultaneously. Big data isn't constrained by geography.
How will reach. Okay.
And fourth, the big one really, enabling truly personalized customer experiences based on that deep understanding.
Those are some pretty compelling advantages, but it can't all be smooth sailing, surely. Are there challenges or things companies need to watch out for?
Oh, absolutely. The article is clear that while the potential is huge, there are definite hurdles. Data privacy is a big one. You have regulations like GDPR.
Right, ethical use of data.
Very important.
Yeah.
And the quality of the insights. It totally depends on the quality and completeness of the data you feed the AI. Garbage in, garbage out, as they say.
So data quality is paramount.
Crucial. Plus, you need the right people, data scientists, AI specialists, and the right technological infrastructure to actually implement and manage all this effectively. It's not just plug and play.
So it requires significant investment in both tech and talent. Makes sense. Looking down the road then, where does the article see this heading? What's the future look like?
It suggests market research will become even more predictive, even more personalized, and even more automated. As AI itself keeps evolving, we hear about generative AI, more advanced machine learning.
Yeah, it's moving so fast.
We're likely to see even more powerful tools emerge, capable of uncovering even subtler insights or automating more complex analytical tasks.
It really feels like we're just scratching the surface in some ways. Does the article mention any specific, maybe slightly further out technologies that could play a role?
It does throw out a couple of interesting possibilities. Imagine using virtual reality or augmented reality, VR and AR, to see how consumers interact with products in simulated environments.
Wow, like a virtual test store.
Exactly. Gathering feedback in a totally new way. And it also mentions blockchain, potentially for creating more secure and transparent ways to share research data, maybe between companies.
VR, AR, blockchain. It's fascinating how different tech trends might converge here. It's really clear, isn't it? AI and big data aren't just buzzwords in market research. They're fundamentally changing how businesses operate.
Absolutely. They offer this unprecedented speed, scale, and depth of insight into markets and customers. It's a genuine transformation.
And while the upside is massive, companies really need to navigate those challenges: data, privacy, quality, getting the right skills on board to use these tools effectively and, importantly, ethically.
Agreed. It's about smart, strategic adoption, not just jumping on a bandwagon.
So, thinking about how quickly all this is moving, it makes you wonder, doesn't it? Considering this rapid evolution, what completely new questions or maybe even ethical dilemmas do you think might pop up in market research over the next few years? Definitely something to mull over.